Alright, welcome back. I think this is video about 11. In the last video, I showed you how to do trim. I went ahead and finished the trim on the house. On this side, I finished all my corners. Now I want to move on to roofing. The first thing I'm going to demonstrate is roof shingles. And then I'll do the metal roof itself. What I'm going to do is go into my wireframe view and hit my top cube here, so I'm back just like you're used to 2D drafting. I'm going to select my roof and isolate the layer, and I'm going to copy everything, say 100 feet back, and I want to union this all together. The reason is I'm going to copy the faces, and I'm going to tilt my view down a little bit. I'm going to copy all the top faces to give myself another material. I've got my top face, copy from the same point over themselves. Now I'm on layer 3D roof, so I want to change my layer set 0. Layer set 0. So you can see I've got these objects on top. I'm going to make everything a ½ inch thick. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude all of these things, and you can see it's bringing those things up. I want to type 0.5. These will be shingles up here. And these will be metal roof. So what I'm going to do is set my UCS back down and then type plan. That puts me flat again. I actually probably, I'll save my roof objects here, but what I'm going to do is insert a block. All this is a helper to give me different shingle layers. Now I've got some shingle layers off, so layer on all all. As I explode this block, this layer is going to be my north-facing shingles, my south, my east, my southeast. They give me distinct layers to put the different objects on, so when I'm applying the materials later down the road in 3D Studio, I have different objects on different layers. I can turn the shingles different ways. So what I'm going to do is, it looks like I've only got east and west-facing shingles right now, so I'm going to match properties to that, and use my west shingles to go this way and this way. Now I'm actually kind of done with the shingles, so I'm actually going to move, I'm going to select this and just get the shingles and move it 100 feet. Now they're back on the drawing. I sort of like to be away from my drawing when I'm creating these objects. When I turn everything on and I do a distance on the architect's drawings, I see that the metal seams are about 20 inches apart. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and isolate my 0 layer. Now I'm going to type UCS and I'm going to say F for face and pick the roof. So now my UCS has been tilted to be on this roof. So now I'm just going to draw those seams with a polysolid. I'm going to say the width is 1/4 inch and the height is, say, 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to justify center, and I will start at the midpoint of the top of the piece of metal and go perpendicular to there. Now I can copy this over, let's see, 20 inches, 40 inches, 60 inches, 80 inches. That puts me really close to there. So what I'm going to do is move the whole thing over 10 inches and move this corner back. Then I'm going to maybe do an array with this thing and say rectangular, number of rows, just 1. Columns, I want, say, 10. And I'm going to go negative 20 inches. These, I'm going to go ahead and copy so they're longer. And then I'm going to slice these on my ZX, keep that. Union this together. I don't need these two. Now I'm going to change my UCS back to flat. I'm actually going to union all of these things together so they're one object. Now I need to cut it based on this valley. So what I'm going to do is slice this on 3 points. I'm going to pick my lower corner. I'm going to go straight up, and then I'm going to pick point up here and just keep this side. So that cut those bad boys. Now I'm going to do the same thing over on this side of the roof. UCS face. I'm on this face now. Now I got to be careful. My X is going up here. It's a little hard to look at. Again, I should be able to go back into my polysolid. I see my settings are still there. I'm going to start at the midpoint here and go. Tell you what, I'm going to go past here. Set my UCS down and slice this on my YZ up here. Keep this side. Again, I'm going to copy it 20, 40. I'll go ahead and move this 10. Move that back there. And then copy this 20, 40, 60. Don't need that one. Mirror these things down. Not the roof though. Get that side. I'm going to go ahead and union. Should have unioned those together before I mirror them. I'll do that now though. Now I'm going to slice this one at the valley again. Again, 3 points here, straight up, and there. In this case, I'm going to keep both sides and erase the one I don't want. And that is my metal roof, except I need like a cap on here. So what I'm going to do is turn back on my 3D roof layer. Now, again, this is the second copy, so I can feel free to mess it up or something. What I'm going to do is copy this roof over itself twice, and I'll show you why in a second. I'm going to make a polysolid to create that ridge cap. To do that, I'm going to hit polysolid. I'm going to say the width is 10 inches. The height, I don't know, 24 inches. Justify, yep, center. Now I'm going to draw a polysolid there. Now I've got 3 copies of this roof, so what I'm going to do first is do an intersect of my polysolid and one of the copies of the roof. And I'm going to copy that piece up, say 2 inches. I want that cap a little higher than the seams. Looks like I should go another inch. Now I'm going to subtract out of that another copy of my roof. Now that's my cap profile. Now I'm going to go ahead and slice these seams so they don't go through the ridge. Now I'd say those are my metal roofs. So I'm going to erase this last copy of the roof, turn on the layer metal roof, and then switch these to layer metal roof, and then move those 100 feet. Turn on everything, and I believe that is all the geometry. Now, I probably won't show the entire next step. There's a second similar building with a different style that the architect has. I'm going to go ahead and what am I going to do? I'm going to create a block of this so that, because I'm going to copy it over and modify it to match the second elevation. But before I do that, I want to copy this, all my 3D with a base point. I'm going to use 0, 0. And I'm going to select this whole model, but I'm going to deselect the floor plan. Now I'm going to give it a save before I do this, because now if I erase the previous, there's all my geometry that I'm going to paste as a block at 0, 0. This is a good thing to do if you're doing multiple buildings or structures on one site. I think I'm going to wrap up this tutorial here. I've shown you the basic skills. The biggest other thing we need is the ground, the site layer. So let's do that real quick. What I like to do is create one layer called site. And actually I do that in my 2D file. So I'm going to click this reference and actually open up that 2D file. In this file, I probably set up, no, I did not put images. I happen to have, this is a funny job because I've already started constructing the buildings that look like that. I can see there's water in the background, there's a drive-through garage it looks like. I need to sort of figure out, I'm guessing there's a shared drive in the middle. you know, I really don't know. I don't have a site plan of this job. Sometimes you'll have one, and it's really easy to trace that. In this case, we've just got to go ahead and guess. So to do that, and I know it's on this lot here, I could use this image. Here's another image, maybe during the construction or the of that. I'm going to go ahead and use this image. Well, nothing's real good here. Let's go back here. You know, maybe this is the biggest image and it gives me a scale. So what I'm going to do is take that image, which I named Google Aerial, drop it in here. I'm going to scale it up arbitrarily just so I can see it. Put that on image layer, image aerial, and I'm going to scale it with a reference using the visual scale down here to 20 feet. Then I know that I'm going to rotate this so it is a reference from here. So our road is straight to line the house, the lot up with the house. I'm going to pause here for a second because I think I'm getting into a whole nother thing that I don't want to get into right now. I'm going to focus on the 3D modeling and leave it at that. So this might be the last video for this house for now. Hopefully I'll put together a better set for the next process and maybe get a little better at dividing up the videos into some more bite-sized pieces. Anyway, thanks for listening. See ya.